What's up guys, it's your boy Ryan, and it is Halloween season, which is one of the best seasons of the year. So this week something happened that wasn't so great. I went to a haunted house with Tyler and Gabby and Stacy with a CH, and I was just kind of confused. So I assumed that you wouldn't go to a haunted place unless you were trying to solve a mystery or help them go to the other side, or if you're a demon ghost fighting ninja knight warrior thing, then I get it. But so I was kind of why would we go to a haunted house? And then they said I had to pay, and I'm like, I don't work hours at the hardware store just to spend money on going to scary places. But they're like, Ryan, you're fine, stop whining. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go, and there's a line. So apparently a lot of people want to go to this haunted house. And then I hear that there might be a vampire there, and vampires scare me because if a vampire bites you, you become a vampire. You die, but you don't go to the afterlife, and you're stuck here, sucking people's blood and having to be a creepy, gross murderer, or at least the star of a really subpar teen novel series. So there's no winning. So I was kind of nervous about the vampire thing, but I did come prepared. I did have some garlic bread with me. I just sort of keep it, in my pocket. And I'm just so confused why so many people are wanting to go to a haunted house, because they could probably die. I've seen Ghostbusters, both the original and the reboot, and I know that ghosts, that stuff gets crazy. I don't want to mess with that stuff. I is afraid of no ghost. So we get in there, and this ghost thing, woman, girl, person, and she was help me, and Stacy with a CH was keep moving, this is freaking me out. And I'm like, she obviously needs help, that's why she's calling for help. You don't just leave someone helpless. And they're like, no, Ryan, it's fine, just keep going. And I was just really confused, because if we're not here to help people either escape the ghosts or help the ghosts transition, then why are we even here? People kept jumping out of the darkness and going ah, and it just kept making me jump, and it was just kind of scary, and I just didn't know why we were there. We're just sort of following this path, and I'm like, who builds houses a path? What kind of architect did this? And they better not have gotten a lot of jobs, because this is poor home design. And there was carpet there, and we all know that carpet is floor garbage. Anyone who watches HGTV knows that. So the Property Brothers really needed to get in there and fix up the hardwood floors, because there were some fixtures that could have really been saved, but just neglect, and all these ghosts doing whatever crazy stuff ghosts do just left this house in disrepair. So we'll just keep going through this house, and there's this demon thing coming at me, and demons freak me out, because I don't want them to drag me into hell, because I looked at the cover of Dante's Inferno once, and I know that's not a good place you want to be. So the thing's coming at me, and what I know is that you fight demons with an exorciser, and so you need to exorcise. Demons attach themselves to our world through laziness, and if you exercise, you get them to go away. So I started doing some push-ups, I looked for heavy things to lift, and I was jogging in place, and people were like, Ryan, what the F are you doing? And I'm like, I'm trying to exercise these ghosts and these demons. And I was like, come on guys, do it with me, because then maybe they'll pass on to the other side where they belong. And they just weren't. They just wanted to get in my face and not touch me, but be close to touching me. And it was weird. These ghosts obviously didn't want to move on. They still had unfinished business. Why was I even here? I just felt I wasn't being appreciated, and these ghosts wanted to stay in this weird old house. So I felt the whole thing was kind of a waste. And then we came down to the crypt thing, and the vampire came up, and that was kind of freaky. I thought I was gonna wet myself. Thankfully I didn't. Thank you. Gabby was laughing though, she thought it was funny, and so did Tyler, but Stacy with the CH, she was freaking out with me, so I appreciate that. But thankfully I had garlic bread, which I threw at the vampire, and the vampire was just what? But he didn't shrivel up or die or anything. He didn't seem to notice that the bread was garlic bread. So I think it was because Olive Garden maybe didn't put enough garlic on the garlic bread. It wasn't enough to affect the vampire, so I'm like, great, we're screwed. I'm gonna spend my entire life in eternal hellscape as an undead being that brings about pain and suffering. Great, that's like the last thing I wanted, other than having to work in a bowling alley. So I just sort of like grabbed Gabby and Stacy with CH by the wrists and was like, we gotta go, and like kind of pushed them away. And like Gabby was like, Brian, stop freaking out. And I'm like, Gabby, this is for your own good. I don't want you to like be undead, because that's obviously the worst. I just don't know like why Tyler really wanted to go to this. Sorry, Tyler, I like don't understand you in your life. And why Gabby was down and Stacy was the CH was down, but like obviously none of us have supernatural abilities or like experience fighting the supernatural, except like I think I did see a pixie once, but that's like a story for a whole nother time. And I just wish I was like related to some god or something, or was like a descendant of one of the Knights of the Round Table, or just had some magical abilities like a nerd, because nerds are magical, as we know, to fight these supernatural beings. Like, I'm not even a superhero as much as I would like to be an Avenger. I just don't have those powers. So I think it was just kind of a poorly advised plan, and it was just scary. Like, I'm terrified. It was terrifying. And I know that in my community, we have a vampire. So like, if someone is trying to get into your house, like, don't let them in if you don't know them, because once you let a vampire in, they can do whatever crazy stuff they want in your house to your friends and family and loved ones. So like, I'm not about that life, and I'm not comfortable knowing we have so many ghosts and demons. So like, I sent an email to my priest about it, and hopefully he's gonna do something, because like, this is like a big problem in my community. It was kind of enlightening but terrifying, and not in like a fun way, but like at least I didn't wet myself. So like, I guess you win some, you lose some. But like, I think Tyler and Gabby and Stacy with the CH were kind of stupid for wanting to go and do that. And I think a lot of other people were stupid for wanting to go do that. Gabby said it was lame afterwards and the effects were awful. But like, I don't know what she means by that, because it was all real. And I don't know how something so gut-wrenchingly terrifying could be lame. Sorry, Gabby, I just don't get it. If one of your friends is trying to peer pressure you into going to a haunted house, don't, unless you have fairy blood or some other ability or power that can help you like do something positive and good for these like restless spirits, or like at least defend yourself. Don't let your friends peer pressure you into doing anything, but especially not into going into hotbeds of supernatural activity that could potentially hurt you. So like, be safe, guys, and have a happy Halloween season, but like, don't be peer pressured. See you guys next week. Remember to like this video, comment below with like the most terrifying experience you've ever had in your life, and subscribe so you can learn new ways to be cool and awesome every week. See you guys next week. TTYL, my peoples. Bye.